Who is worse, the Bengals or the Browns? Now, usually the Browns take the icing on the cake on this one, but however, the Bengals haven't looked very good, and the Browns have actually played closer games than the Bengals have. Now, when I look at these teams, both of them have two bad coaches. I mean, Hugh Jackson, I think that's pretty self-evident. But some people think Marvin Lewis is a good coach. He is poor man's Mike Tomlin, and I'm not a Mike Tomlin guy whatsoever. Yes, he might be a player's coach, but that's really what he only brings in. But I just think Mike Tomlin, he talks a lot. He likes to trash talk a lot, which I guess is kind of cool to see a coach do that. But he never backs it up. He can only talk the talk. He can't walk the walk. He ain't Richard Sherman. And when it comes to Hugh Jackson, I just think that he was such a gimmicky play call. I thought he did a pretty good job with the 2011 Oakland Raiders, what he did right there when he had Jason Campbell. I mean, that team could have made the playoffs. Sure, it was a cupcake division, but he could have still made the playoffs, which is still somewhat impressive to do with the Raiders, especially the 2000 Raiders. It's hard to do, especially when you have Jason Campbell as your quarterback and an injury, and your star players an injury-prone running back, and then you have a first-round draft plus and Darius Hayward-Bay. So to put this all into perspective is I really, really, really feel that if I had to pick one, it might be the Bengals on this one, but if the Browns are the worst team, that's no surprise either. Because I just look at both teams, and to be honest, what I really feel about is the Bengals. They did play a close one with Green Bay the other day. I definitely thought they did play a close one, and they had a winning record against Green Bay, but they lost. So maybe the Bengals are better. Who knows? And then when you look at the Browns, their best spot is probably left tackle with Joe Thomas, pretty self-evident. Their defense still needs to get their act together. They had Jabril Peppers, not a big Jabril Peppers fan. Myles Garrett hasn't really looked like amazing, but obviously it's the first couple days. Josh Gordon can't play because he can't stay off the damn weed. And if you just look at it across the board, I think David Njoku looks like their best first-round pick so far. And Deshaun Kaiser, he doesn't look half bad either. He looks pretty decent out there. He looks more polished. Obviously, that's the guy I forgot to talk about in my quarterback battles from the preseason and whatnot. But just to put this in perspective, I just think the Browns, they have gifted athletes on their team. They really just need coaching. It's so true. They need a coach right there. I think they just need a disciplinary kind of coach, maybe a Todd Bowles. Maybe I think both teams could use a Todd Bowles, to be honest. And Todd Bowles might not have been a great coach, but hey, at least you get the talent. At least you get these guys to at least focus and just focus on the job at hand. Maybe that could produce something right there. And maybe Todd Bowles, maybe as a coordinator, wouldn't be bad for either teams. They got Marvin Lewis, who's poor man's Mike Tomlin. That's also not looking too great because I'm not a big Mike Tomlin guy. People think he's good because he does have a good record. However, he's been surrounded with talent forever in his life. The reason why Mike Tomlin's better than Marvin Lewis is because I've actually seen players be developed under the Steelers, under him. For instance, with Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, those were in his era, so there were some players that did develop. And Le'Veon Bell, I believe, was a second-round pick. He wasn't necessarily a first. He might have been a first, but I'm pretty sure he was a second-rounder. And then you got Antonio Brown, who was like a sixth-round pick. And I think he might have been drafted by the Bengals, and then the Bengals cut him, and the Steelers picked him up. And we can guess who won that one. And when it comes to this, really, the AFC North is obviously ran by the Steelers. Ravens look something interesting. They just seem like they're a scrub-killing team. What they did against the Jaguars was absolutely horrendous. Yes, it was. And then when it comes to the Bengals and the Browns, it's really hard to pick who's worse right here. I would say the Bengals have more talent, but the Browns aren't full of talent either. I would say the quality players, though, are better on the Bengals. Because Vontaze Burfict is a damn good player. He's just a freaking idiot. There's no other way to put it. And Pac-Man Jones is a really good return man. Obviously, cornerback, he's okay. He's okay. He's not that great. And they really lost safety play. So really, what happened was with the Bengals, why they declined over the past couple of years, is because they lost a lot of significant pieces. They lost Reggie Nelson. They lost Joe Thomas. They lost depth at receiver. That's why they went after John Ross, who hasn't been doing much recently. But to put this in perspective is they just lost talent. The reason why they won was because they had talent. But the reason why they're losing is because of Marvin Lewis. Yes, firing the offensive coordinator does something, but you need to fire the head coach sometime. And Marvin Lewis, I think, really needs to be fired. Same thing with Hugh Jackson. They just both really need to be fired. They both need to be replaced and whatnot. Maybe Matt Patricia, Josh McDaniels might be good players to go after. I think that would be something to look at. And I just look at this and think to myself that it's just, if I had to pick one, I said maybe the Browns, but now I'm leaning to the Bengals just because the Bengals have more talent. The only reason why I'm picking the Bengals is strictly because of the talent level. Browns, talented team. They're more talented than a lot of, when it comes to athleticism, they're really gifted athletes. You just don't know what the freak can do. And obviously, they're both from Ohio. They both have the same story. They need new coaching, and they need to smack these players together. If I had to pick one, I think the Bengals are worse. But let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.